Hi everyone, it's Angie. Welcome back to my channel, Angie and the Great World. So right off the bat, I want to be honest and say that the title of my video is slightly clickbaitish. Do I own more than 6 titles? To quote Robert Downey Jr. in Only You, only in the most literal sense. Yes, I do own more than 6 titles, but currently in my possession, I only have 6 books, 6 titles with me. Now, I feel like I have talked about this so much, I'm going to keep it really brief. You guys know that I am living temporarily in Mexico, and when I came down 2 months ago, because I came by plane and there being a weight limit, I was only able to bring a certain amount of books with me. And so I only brought 6 titles. Back home, back in the US, I have probably like 5 or 6 boxes of books. So I would say I probably currently have I currently own probably around 300 books. So yeah, I am going to share with you the 6 titles that I currently have in my possession. The 6 titles that I brought with me from the US. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I think I have these in order according to their height, to their height. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick up the book on the top. So the first book I currently have in my possession, is The Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. This is a book that I have not read, and I decided to pick it up a few months ago after I saw a tweet about The Divine Comedy, and it encouraged me to buy a copy and give it a shot. So I think I have this one on my winter TBR, and yeah, I already have my seasonal TBRs sort of started. I don't have them set, but I do have them started. Okay, the second book that I have in my possession is a book that I have read twice, and that is My Antonia. I know some people pronounce it Antonia, but I prefer Antonia. So that's what I'm going to call this, My Antonia. So I have read this twice. I read it, I think, when I was in high school, the first time, and then I read it again in my 30s. And I really don't remember what I thought of the book. I think I enjoyed it, even though I thought parts of it were a bit dry. But yeah, it's a book that I want to reread, which is why I brought it with me. And I think I have this one on my spring TBR, maybe summer. That would be spring or summer of 2024. The third book that I have in my possession is one that I'm currently reading, and that is Surprised by Joy by C.S. Lewis. And I'm going to reserve any comments on this book until after I have finished reading it, and I will probably talk about this in my September reads video at the end of the month. The other book that I have is also one that I'm currently reading, and that is God's Guidance, A Slow and Certain Light by Elizabeth Elliot. I actually started reading this one in June, I believe, sometime in mid-June, and then I softy DNF'd it and I picked it back up again just recently. I wish I had continued reading it in June, because I think it would have been really helpful to me at the time. But right now it's been fairly comforting, and I'm glad that I brought it with me and that I decided to pick it back up. The next book that I have is probably the newest book that has been added to my collection, and that is A Tour on the Prairies by Washington Irving. Now, I have only read The Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving. I have not read anything else by him, although I do want to read Tales of the Alhambra. That's one that I definitely want to read. Maybe I'm going to add that one to my summer TBR. I think that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, A Tour on the Prairies. I heard about this book when I was on Amazon searching for books, fiction books set on the prairie, and this is one of the titles that it popped up, and so I decided to buy it. And the final book in my possession is one that I have talked about in both of my previous videos, and that is Look Homeward, Angel by Thomas Wolfe. I just recently finished rereading this, and yeah, I talked about it in my previous video if you have any interest in listening to my thoughts. Now, I really could have left this one at home. It's quite a chunker. I probably could have brought 2 books in its place, because what I ended up doing is I ended up reading the ebook. I think I got it either off of Libby or maybe Kindle. It was on my Kindle, so I think it might have been Libby. Anyways, these are the 6 books that I currently have in my possession. I need to get some more books, but the only bookstore in the area I don't think really carries books that are to my taste, and they're also in Spanish, which I can read Spanish, but I struggle with it a little bit. Anyways, the 6 books I own. Maybe I should hold it the other way so that I can do a thumbnail, since I never do thumbnails. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I will talk to you later.